Take a live look here at your screen. Oktoberfest Cincinnati from across the river. Yeah, it looks busy even from quite a distance away. You got some boats enjoying this beautiful evening out there, and I wish it were me, but it's okay. We have a little bit to update in that 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes, but for right now, yeah, it's about how beautiful it has been, and especially in the evenings. I know we reached high temperatures today, rather, near 90 degrees once again. Tomorrow is more of the same before changes arrive there in your extended forecast, which will impact part of your weekend plans. Once again, that's mainly going to be for your Sunday ahead of Monday, which is actually now a first alert weather day because of showers and thunderstorms producing a lot of rain, perhaps too much of it all at once. So what else is on our radar? Near 90-degree highs, dry for Saturday. Things change for Sunday. Humidity. So before the rain even arrives, you're going to notice some sticky air outside, and then eventually the rain will start to fall. If not Sunday afternoon, then overnight into Monday. We do have a lot of rain in next week's forecast. Again, a lot of it's going to be falling on Monday for what I'm seeing right now, even overnight into Tuesday, in which flash flooding could become a hazard. We'll be unpacking that here in just a second. Today, high of 86. At Cincinnati International Airport, 88s up there in Hamilton and Middletown, middle 80s in Georgetown, Hillsborough, and Wilmington as well. Temperatures right now haven't changed a whole lot, but they have dropped into the middle 70s out towards Batesville, low 80s in Cincinnati, as well as Wilmington, Hillsborough, and Georgetown. Upper 70s in Pendleton County, 79 degrees, and that's where we're reporting a lot of wall-to-wall sunshine, very little clouds around the tri-state this Friday evening. It is a great evening to do anything and everything outside. The Reds, nothing, if you're heading to the game, nothing to worry about there, especially now that the sun is like really low on the horizon. It's only 7:17, but the sun sets closer to 7:30 now, if you can believe that. You also have Oktoberfest Cincinnati. Halloween Haunt starts tonight. It started 17 minutes ago. I think it's either 6 or 7 o'clock. I think it is 7, but regardless, it's not feeling too fall-like out there with those temperatures in the 80s. Our next chance for some showers and storms, it's not too far away. We're going to notice the clouds first, the rain second. And here's what's going on upstairs. And I'm showing you this so you can actually kind of unpack the forecast here for next week too, because we're tracking several rounds of rain, and you might be wondering, why is that? Why are we seeing that potential? And it's because we got two fronts. We got the stationary front north of us, and we got this cold front out to our west, and this is going to be pushing east. This one, it's going to kind of be staying put. If anything, it might be pushing a little bit farther south, but what's going to happen is these two are going to come together, they're going to stall, and it's going to stay right there. It's going to stay just north of Cincinnati, which means pulses of rain are kind of going to ride that frontal boundary. Several rounds of rain in this forecast, and depending on where that front decides to park itself, we could see a heavy amount of rain here locally, or we could get very or not as much. That's why you want to have that Fox 19 First Alert Weather app, because we send push notifications out fairly regularly on what changes to expect there in the forecast, which overnight into your Saturday, it's partly cloudy, it's calm, temperatures dropping to the low 60s into your Saturday. Overall, pretty nice forecast on tap for your weekend, which Oktoberfest Cincinnati is in full force. We had the running of the wieners today, and I believe Moose won for the second year in a row. Pretty incredible. I wish I were there. Looks very fun. Take advantage of it, because as soon as Sunday, and not just on Sunday itself, Sunday really just starts it all. That's when we're tracking daily storm chances all the way through next work week as well. So if you had to pick a day for Oktoberfest Cincinnati this weekend, Saturday probably is your better bet. Just maybe avoid the heat of the day. Go later on in the evening, kind of like what we're seeing right now with temperatures in the middle to lower 80s around that time. But for tomorrow, Sunday, spotty showers and thunderstorms going to be seen west of Cincinnati in the afternoon, and then creeping east towards Cincinnati come the evening hours. So that's something we'll be monitoring for you guys here at Fox 19 as we get into your weekend forecast. You'll notice the humidity returns. This is going to happen on Sunday. Before the rain even arrives, we're going to notice the sticky air, so that we're back to the muggy, humid categories, and we're staying that way all throughout next work week. And that's because that front that I just showed you on the screen behind me, it's going to find its spot. It's going to stay there for several days, which means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all of those days kind of have a very similar forecast here, in which there's a chance for showers and storms in the overnights, in the mornings, in the afternoons. It's really just depending on if all the ingredients come together at the right time and are forced into the tri-state. We have more confidence in how this is going to play out for Monday just because it's closer than any other day this week. And so as a result, it is a first alert weather day because of how much rain we're forecasting in Monday alone. It's a flash flood risk. We're seeing around 2 inches of rain, give or take, higher totals with any thunderstorms. And a lot of this has to do with how dry it's been, if you can believe that or not. Because what happens is the dirt, the soil, it gets so dry, it hardens up, and rushing water can't seep into it, at least not very quickly. And so if you get a lot of rain at once after a very dry period of weather, the dirt will kind of act like pavement. So we're watching out for heavy rain leading into flash flooding for Monday's first alert weather day, and that will lead into rushing water on the roads, the sidewalks, your yard, and rapid flooding of local waterways like ponds and streams and things of that nature. Widespread flooding, probably not with 2 to 3 inches of rain in the forecast. And to give you an idea of why there's a flash flood risk, I mean, besides heavy amounts of rain, it is how dry it is, which a reminder, all of us under a drought now, moderate drought for most of us. The very southeastern tip of Adams County is under a severe drought now. And that's just where we see a little bit more of a elongated impact from drought like this, which the rain is going to help. It really is going to help, especially as we see it. It's not going to all fall on one day. We're going to get little spurts of rain at a time. So just be on the lookout for that. But it's good for the plants with a T and not so great for the plans without a T. So here's your Saturday. That looks good up until the late evening, in which the clouds are going to thicken, maybe a shower west of Cincinnati, but the rest of us going to have to wait until Sunday afternoon for spotty showers and storms. Even this isn't really looking like a washout. I know this is a lot of green on your screen, but this is a pretty generic model. The higher resolution ones are picking up on little tiny pockets of showers and storms. So you'll have some dry time in Sunday's forecast. Heavy rain will move through late in the evening and into your Monday as well. So a little bit of puddles out there for Monday morning's commute. And then the heaviest rain I'm seeing, and so we might need to expand this first alert weather day into Tuesday morning as well, because look at this. This is around Tuesday, 2 o'clock in the morning. Heavy rain, some thunderstorms diving in from the north along that frontal boundary that could create a lot of issues for Tuesday morning. We'll expect spotty to scattered storms in the afternoon, dry time overnight into Wednesday, and then Wednesday itself, more showers and storms. See a lot of rinse and repeat in this extended forecast here. That's why you want to have that Fox 19 First Alert weather app, so we can give you that first alert as soon as we get this information, which I'm showing you this with a caveat. This is the rainfall forecast for all of next week. I don't want you to pay so much attention to how much rain is falling where, but rather the range of possibilities here, which is 1 inch to 3 inches of rain possible around the tri-state. It really just depends on those thunderstorms, which will produce more rain and heavier impact there, especially to your plants. And as we see the 8 to 14 day outlook, we've got above normal precip to the south. We've got near normal precip here in Cincinnati, which means we'll get some rain as we welcome in the month of October. I'm already talking about October. That's crazy. But at least it's not going to be too much. It's not going to be too little. It's looking like a fairly normal amount as we welcome in the new month. And around the same time, temperatures warmer than normal. It's been a while since I've seen this map here have any blue over Cincinnati, which would mean below normal temperatures, but we're back to the above normal temperatures before we know it, at least here locally. But of course, as we get later into the season, or at least into fall, that's when normal is going to start dropping. And so while it's red behind me, it looks like it's going to be warm or hot. The normal for next Friday, a week from today, is 74 degrees. So this could mean we see a high of like 76, which is pretty comfortable if you ask me. So nothing too dramatic in the temperature department as we welcome in the month of October, but definitely going to not see any dramatic cool downs in that 10 to 14 day outlook. All right, go ahead and unpack some questions here on Facebook. Melvin's tuning in. Hi, Erin. I know it's going to be hot tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to be nice and toasty. It's going to be very similar to today, but you could argue tomorrow's going to be a little bit more comfortable because we have more clouds out there to shade us from the unrelenting sunshine, especially in the evening ahead of Sunday. Stay nice and dry, but at least it's not humid for your Saturday. Thanks for tuning in, Melvin. And Jeff's asking, any severe storms? From what I'm seeing right now, we're not too worried about the severe potential of storms heading into next week, but rather how much rain is being produced and where that's going to be taking place. Because of course, low-lying areas, if you're next to, say, a stream or a pond, you're going to see a lot more of an impact from this heavy rain compared to, say, someone who's not in a low-lying area. So severity of the storms, not too concerned about things like hail or winds, certainly nothing like a tornado. We'll let you know if that changes. Right now, just plan for a lot of rain, maybe some rumbles of thunder as we get into your work week, Jeff. And Darla's tuning in as well. Hi, Erin. Hope you're having a great Friday. Could we see a severe storm or tornadoes with the rain incoming? Hi, Darla. Thanks for tuning in. I'm having a great Friday. I hope you have a great weekend yourself. And kind of piggybacking off of my answer to Jeff, I'm not expecting any widespread severe storms. That's not to say it's impossible to see some strong wind gusts, maybe some special weather statements with some storms, especially late in the afternoons. But it really depends on if we're able to gather enough heat during the day, which I'm just not seeing because these showers and storms are going to be in rounds overnight, morning, afternoon, evening. There's really not a big break in between when rain is possible, and we need that break in order for any instability to be gathered. So that's the good news with this, Darla, but still seeing a good amount of rain over a long period of time. So I would focus more on how much rain we're forecasting and how that could affect you locally. But thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. We're going to go ahead and dive into your 7-day forecast in just a second. I want to talk about the tropics one more time because we do have Tropical Storm Gabrielle. It's forecast to become a hurricane not too far away. In fact, I believe they're expecting Gabrielle to become a hurricane by Sunday morning, maybe even Saturday night. As it travels over warmer waters, it could strengthen into a Category 2 hurricane as it just barely nudges into Bermuda and then goes right back out to sea. So good news here and good news out there, as well as this is not expected to have too much impact, if any impact, on the eastern United States, maybe just some rip current risks. And it's too far away, in my opinion, to get some high surf, but even that's kind of a stretch. All right, now that we're done talking about the tropics, let's talk about it right here in Cincinnati. That beautiful 7-day forecast, at least for tomorrow. 90 degrees for that forecast high, but it's a comfortable 90 degrees. So just taking breaks away from the sun into the shade, you're good to go. 90 degrees, not bad. Clouds are going to build into the evening ahead of showers and storms. On Sunday, again, that's mainly in the afternoon, maybe even the late evening, maybe even overnight into your Monday. It's not going to be a washout event. I don't think you need to reconsider any plans, especially if they're in the early afternoon or the morning. With temperatures in the middle 80s that afternoon, there might be a few rumbles of thunder and maybe some stronger winds, but that's really it. Heavy rain becomes the big weather story into that first alert weather day, which is Monday, which is also the first day of fall and also the first day in which the temperatures are really going to start to drop into the afternoon. This comes with a lot of rain. This comes with some breezes coming in as well. We also have a good amount of clouds outside of the rain, so that's why we're noticing a lot cooler temperatures, around 80 degrees Some of us may not even get into the 80s on Monday. Wouldn't be surprising here. Tuesday and Wednesday, scattered showers and thunderstorms both days. Temperatures in the upper 70s, so maybe a few rumbles of thunder, but looking more just like showers for the first couple games of the next Reds homestand, which is Tuesday through Thursday. Spotty storms possible as well for Friday too, just a storm chance there. We have to wait until next weekend to fully see these storm chances drop off entirely, but it depends on how that stalled front behaves, because if it stalls pretty close to us, we're going to see its effects for longer, whereas if it's a little bit farther north, it will escape us a lot sooner. So keep checking back with us. We'll refine these stormy icons the best that we can over the next few days, but for now, just planning on some heavy rain on Monday, that first alert weather day, with flash flooding risk in mind. I'm not seeing any other questions in our Facebook comments, which means I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks so much for tuning in this Friday evening, staying weather aware ahead of the storms into next week. We'll have the latest information for you guys coming in tomorrow morning on Fox 19 Now. Have a good weekend.